Bakugan, or more specifically, Bakugan Battle Planet is the game. Bakugan Battle Planet brings together the best of what makes trading card games, and physical toy games fun. Not convinced? Well, neither was I. But if you can give me just a little bit of time, hopefully you can learn to love, or maybe just appreciate a little bit more, Bakugan Battle Planet. Hello friends and family of the internet, I'm Cal from Ccal Ninja, and today I'm going to share with you a little story. So sit down, relax, it's going to be a good one. The truth is, I was never really into Bakugan. To me, the game wasn't very fun. Like, the toys seemed super niche and difficult for me specifically to get into, and the show itself seemed a little bit disconnected from the toy line. To me, it was just a toy that opened. Now, that might seem harsh and simple-minded, but I was a child. It was harsh and simple-minded. However, at the same time that Bakugan was out, there was a few other franchises that changed my life forever. First off the bat, we bring in Pokemon. Anyone who's been on my channel, or who is willing to go through my backlog of videos, knows that Pokemon is a huge part of my life. It introduced to me a game that not only has an easy barrier to entry, but a really fun learning curve. I had the option to learn and play around with strategy. I could build my own team to complete the game and later to compete with my friends. All while enjoying the journey that this game had to offer, and wow, was it a long one. But we'll get back to that later. Let me introduce to you the other biggest impact in my love for games. Beyblade. Whoa. Didn't you just shame Bakugan for being super niche and just a toy that opened? Isn't Beyblade just a toy that spins? You are correct. And those are the reasons that child me shamed Bakugan. So naturally, what child me would respond is that these looked cooler. Okay, we both know that's not the answer you're looking for. And I mean, while it's true that as a child, what really got me hooked at the beginning was how cool it looked spinning, what actually made me stick around was its customization and strategic freedom. Me being introduced by the show, they didn't really mess around and quickly showed you two really important concepts of the game, at least ones that stuck with me, and that is that you can switch the pieces around and you can change your strategy. While I agree that having a longer ripcord or like doing one of those spin shots won't quadruple your spin speed, it was really cool being told that there isn't a linear way to play the game. To me, that was mind-blowing. Things like how you angle and shoot your Beyblade actually makes an impact in the battle. Also, having a little longer ripcord does help. Just thought I'd throw that in there, for those competitive Beybladers out there. I got you. There is one last important factor that the Beyblade show did introduce to me though, and that is the tournaments. See, the show's connections to its toy counterparts is pretty solid. I mean, you Beyblade battle in real life, they Beyblade battle in the show, like just don't think about the bit beasts. Don't think about the bit beasts. Just the thought of there being real tournaments out there in existence, it was amazing to me, and the show putting the emphasis on this realistic aspect only made me want much more invested. I mean, while Pokemon has its gym battles and its Elite Four, that's something that's contained in the video game and show. And while Pokemon did include aspects of tournaments, they didn't really emphasize it too much. It's not like they were gonna have actual tournaments outside of the show that you could compete in, right? Yeah, well, yeah, we're gonna get back to that in literal seconds. So now, not only the thought of competing in tournaments and becoming the best player that I could possibly be is not only ingrained in my mind, it's become a fully fledged dream. But it actually wasn't Beyblade tournaments that brought that dream into a potential reality. It was actually a little video spotlight on a tournament for a franchise that I love.
Here we are in the middle of Bryant Park in New York City, and it's so excited to be here to help celebrate the Pokemon Party of the Decade! Join us in welcoming the 2006 Pokemon Video Game National Championship finalists!
That's right, a Pokemon National Championship. Oh my gosh, is that even real? Needless to say, just the knowledge that it existed ignited a competitive spark that would just burn forever and be inside of every game and hobby that I would play from then on. But it wasn't just that kept the spark alive, it was actually online communities. Not only telling me how to get better at Pokemon and Beyblade, but also being able to make friends and watch content online of people playing the exact same game that I loved. Now this is where the story kind of slows down a bit. You see, I didn't actually have a lot of local tournaments that I could go to. Beyblade seemed to be on some sort of like long hiatus or gone forever, but eventually came back with its reboot actually. That slowly dimmed down the drive that I had. Any drive that I had left, I actually put into YouTube content. And I did have a lot of good times, made a lot of good friends, but I also had a lot of hardships along the way. It really made it seem like being a Pokemon Master or a Beyblade champion was really just a dream. Just wait a little bit later, and that is when a friend gave me a little spark of hope. Now you might be thinking, Bakugan time, right? No. Actually, it's this. Cardfight Vanguard. Yeah, and you thought Beyblade and Bakugan were niche. But it was great. It gave me all I needed. It gave me a local community where I can have friends, I could learn more, I can compete in local tournaments, and I can implement all the strategies, all the things that I learned from playing these separate games into actually competing at a tournament. Finally, I was able to work with that competitive passion that I had for all those years. And that's a game that I've been playing for the last 4 years. But you see, it isn't all fun and games. There's this thing that happens with a lot of card games, and that is sometimes the best way to play isn't the most fun way to play, and that is an issue that kind of has been the case for the last 6 months in this game, at least for me. Then slowly, I started seeing myself being less active in a community that I helped build after its reboot, being less active in a team that I helped shape, and becoming less hopeful that I could, like, win a championship. I just felt like I wasn't going to make a difference or make a big impact in this community that I loved. If only there was something else. July 22nd, 2019. The day of my 22nd birthday. I didn't plan much that day. I'm not one for huge celebrations, especially if it's about me, but I invited a few friends over, you know, thought we'd have some pizza, play some games, the usual. One of those friends that I invited, his name is Bon. You'll learn about him later. He was one of the first people to show up at my door for my birthday, say hi, and a smile on his face, and he had a gift. A Bakugan starter set, and a trading card pack. You see, I knew about this game, I knew that it had a reboot recently, and I also knew that he went to compete at AX and got a couple top spots at the tournaments. He actually got 4th place at the one that he considers the important one because it takes you to the invitationals. He probably doesn't want me to say that, but I'm gonna say that anyway. But his passion made me very curious and interested. I'm like, hey, show me how to play the game sometime. It seems fun. So I take the pack that he gave me, open it up, pull out the actual pack that's inside. And then I opened the pack of cards. And inside, I found both a $30 card and a $5 card. I guess I had some birthday luck. But not this time. So after that, I took the starter set, I opened that up. There's an already pre-constructed deck inside. It has the 3 Bakugan, ready to play. It gave me choices of cards or Bakugan to use. And then we went on to play the game for him to teach me. Remembering the actual teaching portion is kind of a blur to me, but I remember exactly how I felt. I remember seeing that the way that the cards just interacted with each other reminded me of the best moments of when cards interact with each other in Vanguard. Selecting my Bakugan to use and which one to send out first was like playing Pokemon and selecting your team and choosing which Pokemon to open with or switch out to. And finally, the most familiar part that just seems so vivid, just being in that position right before the countdown was exactly like a Beyblade shot. It's just 3, 2, 1, Brawl. Needless to say, there are many comparisons that I can make to Bakugan and other games that I love. Like how the different colors mean different factions that they're from. It's like Pokemon types and how they each have their own advantages. Or how it changes the way the TCGs work because if you get a bad hand of cards, you can make up for it by being really good at rolling. And having so much customization in how you build the deck and having different roles and so many different Bakugan to choose from and each of them synergizing differently. Did I mention that this is only the 3rd set that came out most recently? Yeah, this game is still really new. They're now releasing local game store support, so you don't have to just buy it at Walmart or Targets. And they're also opening up the competitive scene really soon. And this is just the very beginning. And I'm right here at the start of it all. And you can be too, if you want to play or just watch. Because I'm here to stay. Starting today, I'll be posting regular YouTube content for Bakugan with the help of my friends. And I'll be working really hard at becoming as best a player I can be. Because I'm not alone. So I really hope you subscribe and support me by liking and commenting on the videos that I and my friends produce. Because I really want to see a game that's given this level of love and care succeed. And I really hope that you do too. And to anyone who's watching and wants to become the best Bakugan player, you better watch out, because I'm going to be the best Bakugan player. It's not just Bakugan's time to shine, it's mine. Thanks for watching.